So today I'll be talking about practical ways to start investing and three things you should invest in. Practical ways to start investing. I'm making this video spontaneously right here, but I believe it's going to bless somebody. Okay, basically. Now let's look at three practical ways you can start investing, or practical patterns. Let's say patterns now you can start investing. The first thing I believe the first way I believe you should start investing is to start investing in yourself. Now, if you look around you, you see that a lot of people jumping into investments because other people are doing it, because their friends are doing it, because their neighbors are doing it, or friends at work, or family members are doing it, and they don't even understand what investment is all about. Now, when it comes to taking risk, they take this risk expecting a lot of rewards. And when the downfall comes, they get very frustrated, agitated, and all. But the best way to start investing actually is to start investing in yourself practically. You need to start investing in your knowledge base. You need to start investing in your psychology. Now, before you jump into investment, I do believe personally that you need to understand money. And some of the things I would recommend that you start with is to start understanding, read books on the psychology of money. Read books on, negotiation, how to negotiate. Read books on The Richest Man in Babylon. Things that would really tell you how money should be managed. You need to understand that first. Why I'm saying that is because if you cannot save, you cannot invest. If you jump into investment without saving, you don't have a backup. You don't have a safety net. You're going to crash. So the best way is to start investing in yourself. So you need to invest in your knowledge base. The more you know, the more you're prepared to take risk or to take action, and you are more informed about the consequences of your action when you are very, very informed. So read books on psychology of money. Understand what money is all about. Understand that money is beyond just survival, day-to-day expenses. Understand all these things are really, really helpful. Now, the second way to invest rather, is to actually start investing in, you can start investing in real estate. Why did I say that? Especially if you are someone that doesn't really have a lot of capital, you have a considerable amount of capital, and you are willing to start slowly. I do believe real estate is the next one. Things like properties. Things like landed property. Let me put it that way. When you might be able to get some land at affordable prices at a very cheaper rates, you can go into that from a genuine real estate vendor. So investing in property would be very, very appropriate. And one of the reasons why I've said that is because when you are just starting up and you have some money on you, the best way to go is to invest in things or in places where your capital is safe. So if you're just coming up and you want to invest your money, the best way to invest is not crypto. You're going to blow that money and you'll feel very angry at yourself. So invest in your knowledge. That's the first one. Invest in landed properties because you're just starting up. Okay. Now, if you've probably made some money or you are much more stable and you feel like your risk tolerance has grown, now you can also invest in stocks. Now, a lot of people online that I've seen talk about stocks, talk about stocks, just go and invest into stocks, blah, 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 blah. And people who want to invest in stocks, they don't even understand what stocks is. They don't understand the stock market. They don't understand the basic things about stock. Personally, if you want to start investing in stocks, I would recommend that you go and get your hands on a book titled The Intelligent Investor by Benjamin Graham. Okay, because Warren Buffett also read that book. Now, what that book will do is basically to prepare your mind before you go into stocks, to understand the pros and cons, to understand the difference between common stocks and also maybe index funds and mutual funds and all those things. Do you understand? So the whole idea of all these things is for you to be prepared to understand that, okay, stocks is different from crypto. To understand that when you go into stocks today, the whole idea is not to come out of it tomorrow. The whole idea is not to come out from it in the next 2 years. So I believe information is very, very key when it comes to finances and building a solid financial life. So just a quick recap: invest in your knowledge base, start, learn, understand what money is all about. Invest in landed properties. If you're just starting up, that's a good way to, protect yourself, to leverage on time. Okay. Then once you're much more stable, you've got some more money, invest in stocks. Now, when it comes to stocks, I would say if you're just starting, invest in index funds. An example is the S&P 500, which yields dividends quarterly. Okay, so I'm not going to say much about these things today because this is a very short video. In other videos, I'll go into details about some of these things. But knowledge is very key when it comes to investment. Thank you. Bye-bye.